Okay, I got to tell you, this is getting shady AF. From the Oversight Committee, breaking. Chairman Comer subpoenas Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle. Quote, initially, the Secret Service committed to your attendance. Subsequently, however, Department of Homeland Security officials appear to have intervened, and your attendance is now in question. In addition, since Department of Homeland Security's intervention, there have been no meaningful updates or information shared with the committee. The lack of transparency and failure to cooperate with the committee on this pressing matter by both the Department of Homeland Security and the Secret Service further calls into question your ability to lead the Secret Service and necessitates the attached subpoena compelling your appearance before the Oversight Committee. Right now, they had an agreement. The head of Secret Service, Kimberly, was going to show up. And then Alejandro Mayorkas steps in and says, well, we don't know about that. Okay, I'm sorry. The only reason you do that is because you want to make sure your stories are straight. You want to make sure you don't want to do this again. Remember the first what was she said? She said that it was sloped. The rooftop where the shooter, it was sloped, so we couldn't have anyone on there. And of course, the interviewer goes, "Oh, okay," and didn't ask the question. Well, okay, well then how did a 20-year-old scrawny get up there? How did that happen? How was he able to stage a shot? But it was too dangerous for Secret Service. This is getting nuts. Now I go to Dan Bongino. For those of you who don't know, Dan is former Secret Service, so he has like insider information. And what's happening right now is bonkers.
A high-level source reached out to me last night and said to me that the rooftop that the shooter engaged from, as I told you last night during the Tucker Carlson special and then on Don Jr.'s show, was actually supposed to be posted by a local police department or a non-Secret Service counter-sniper team. So we're clear on the facts. There were 2 counter-sniper teams from the Secret Service, 2. Those 2 were assigned to the scene. That rooftop was obviously deemed a threat. It was a line of sight issue. So because they didn't have the assets, and I'll get to why in a few minutes, it involves Dr. Jill Biden, who has a...
For those of you who don't know, there is a rumor, and I have yet to have it confirmed, that they diverted Secret Service from Trump to cover Jill, Dr. Jill, who happens to be in Pennsylvania.
Extremely low threat level relative to Donald Trump. This is the breaking news. For some reason, that local police department, this is not about Monday morning quarterbacking, folks. Again, this is not a football game. These are people's lives. For some reason, that local tactical counter sniper team didn't make it to the roof. What I'm hearing from sources is that that tactical team positioned it through a second floor window, which cedes the high ground. Now, I wish I wasn't breaking this on my show. The fact that nobody is comfortable talking to the media because they're such insider hacks, they're afraid they're all going to be exposed and they all have to come to me, candidly, folks, is a travesty. But think about what I just told you. For a second, everybody take a pause and a timeout. Think about the multiple security failures here and the lying. There was supposed to be a tactical CS team on that roof. They didn't make it to the roof. They chose a second floor window instead, which cedes the high ground, obviously, and nobody noticed?
So, recap. They were supposed to be on the roof, but the Secret Service director said, well, it was, not safe because it was sloped. What? I mean, the lies are getting to be ridiculous. You can't put a grown man up there who is trained, but a scrawny 20-year-old can make it? And then you cede the high ground. Instead of taking the high ground, you just leave it empty? Unmanned?
Nobody noticed that post, that CS post, was unmanned? Nobody had any idea? Now, this explains a lot. I gotta control the expletives. Really. The bullshit I just said that. The bullshit you're hearing coming out of Secret Service headquarters. Now does it make sense? Did you see a few days ago, and by the way, they're watching right now, make no mistake. Did you see a few days ago, I don't know, about 3-4 days ago, the Secret Service came out with a statement through this PR flack, Guglielmi and others, and these guys should all resign immediately. And did you hear what they said? They did it kind of in a winky nod, sleazy kind of way, where they tried to pawn this off on the local. The local CS team never made it to the roof, counter sniper team. So when the Secret Service got massive backlash for appearing to pawn this off on the locals, even though what they were saying was true, even though it was the Secret Service's responsibility to check that the post was manned, the Secret Service then dialed the story back and said, oh, we're not trying to blame the locals. This is our responsibility. And then when they got backlash for saying, okay, well, if it's your responsibility, why was there no one on the freaking roof? Why was there no one there? What did the Secret Service director say? She came out with this ludicrous absurdity that, I don't know, man, the slope of the roof, we shouldn't be up there. It's like an OSHA violation or something. What, bro? What did you do? But let me tell you an OSHA violation. There are things in the motorcade and other security mechanisms we use, I'm sure probably aren't safe to be around. You think I sat there and went, OSHA, can we get a ticket on this item here? You do your job. You do your job and you keep the president alive. That excuse about the slope of the roof is another lie. Are you getting now what's going on? The Secret Service is lying so much and so often to try to cover up this total Charlie Foxtrot, if you know what that means, you military guys out there. They're lying so much that they're forgetting their lies. And they're not savvy enough, like a Jen Psaki, to lie effectively.
There are too many dangling participles. Too many dangling participles. You got multiple witnesses, civilians, calling out the shooter. You've got, from one report, hours. In fact, in one instance, you had the shooter on the roof with a range finder. In fact, he got in to the function with a range finder. And then, of course, he disappears into the crowd. I mean, man, this is shady AF.
There was supposed to be a local post. They never showed up, and no one from the Secret Service checked. They never showed up on that roof. Nobody checked. It also explains the possible hesitation by the other CS teams when this guy was encountered on the roof. Maybe they confused him for someone else, thinking it was posted up by locals, and it took maybe a couple of seconds to unscrew that. You're not hearing this anywhere else. A high level.
I don't want to go too long with this. I'm going to take you back here. Why did Homeland Security step in and prevent her from testifying in front of the Oversight Committee? Why? What do you think is going on there? It's making sure you get your stories straight. I mean, she's been all over the place. And a dismal failure at that. Make no mistake. All of this falls at the doorstep of Alejandro Mayorkas. That's where it stops. He is the one who has traded your sovereignty, keeping your border open. The route was supposed to be manned and it wasn't. Wow, what a coinky dink. Good God. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.